What's up, guys? Today I want to talk about something called shiny object syndrome. Something that always looks like more interesting opportunity down the line, or like even right now. So, especially when you start selling real estate, you get into this business because it looks great. Because a lot of agents would show like Instagram stories, Facebook posts, and everything is super happy, closing pictures, showing the property, then writing a contract, putting on the contract, making money and stuff like that. Seems fun, and it's a shiny object, and you get into the real estate sales, right? And then you realize it's hard. Then you have to research, lead generate, you have to make calls, you have to create content, you have to do all the uncomfortable things to generate business. And then you realize that this is not the shiny object, and I'm not super excited about it. And then for some reason there's something else that the shiny object, and maybe it moves you from the industry, or it could be instead of making cold calls, you could be sold on this CRM that's going to advertise your name and produce leads, which you have to pay for, but those are warm leads and you're kind of like running towards that. And then there's another project that the mailers are going to be done for you, and basically shiny object syndrome. And it takes a lot of discipline and understanding that the business that you're in basically it's any business, any sales job, anything you do, it takes time. So whatever avenue you pick, you got to stick with it. That's number one. You got to stick with it at least 6 to 12 months. That's when the seeds are starting to show the results. That's one thing about shiny object syndrome. The other one is like every single real estate, probably not every, but a lot. Like for example, at least me, I know myself that I like to start things like open new can of worms, right? So like go into real estate full time was how I did it. I didn't do it part time, which I should have, but I went all the way full time right away. Quit the previous job and just went all the way. I like to create new ideas. I like to brainstorm new ideas, and I always have to hold myself back from starting something new and keep on going in real estate. Like a lot of times, realtors, you see them do flips. You see the real estate agent go start selling houses, do good, and sell 20 to 30 houses a year, and then he starts flipping. And then they start flipping houses, they start doing something else, they start maybe an Airbnb, and then the sales are start to drop because the focus is not there. Because for you, in order, luckily I wasn't doing these things. I was always sticking into the sales because I understood that, and I was very self-aware about the sales and going deep in the sales. Because one time I heard one agent told me that I should have never done flips. If I just didn't do flips, just did sales, I would have been farther right now in sales. I remember that. And a lot of times when you're selling real estate, there's so many things that you need to do on top of already what you have, like automating the follow-up so you don't lose clients, repeat clients, so they do come back to you as a repeat client and keep referring you. Automating your lead generation system, stepping into another lead generation sources because that already is automated, or you already mastered it, then you can add on things like that. You can always improve on, and then the next milestone is easier to achieve, and that's how you make more money versus doing the sales like 20 to 30 houses, and then you want more money, and then you start adding another avenue. You should be focusing on that. And so that's kind of like what I'm trying to say is the shiny object syndrome thing, because we all are probably on a daily basis are faced with new opportunities, and depending on whether you have the money or not, you may execute that opportunity. A lot of times I see that a real estate agent would be selling pretty okay. Let's say I have an example of one agent, for example, and he bought a property, and now that property is sucking a lot of time from him. And so you got to do something about that, because now you have, first of all, you have one flow of income that's not automated and it's not on a peak, which if your goal is to make more money, is probably you have to start working on that. And number two, you have the second flow of income, which is not so great, and probably yet, because whatever the size of the property, but that particular property is not so big. It's not producing much income, and it's sucking up your time. So I'm a big proponent of always pause, stop for a second, and think, what if I put this time that I'm looking into this new avenue back into what I'm doing right now, or money, time and money into what I'm doing right now? Can I just make more money just doing what I know, and this is boring, and I know this, and it's just gonna probably, the returns are gonna be probably the best. And usually you will see that the answer is yes. For example, if you're in the beginning stage, you got your real estate license, right? Okay, you got that shiny object syndrome. You already decided you're gonna go for real estate. You got your license. You got sponsored by the brokerage. Now you're trying to go and do something. Pick the lead generation that is the most comfortable for you. Whatever it is, just stick to it and be consistent for 6 to 12 months. And that's when you start making decisions whether you should quit, change, or double down. Okay? You don't know if it's going to work or not. You're going to see results within 6 to 9 months. Where I sold my first condo in 8 months in the business, and then it just doubled from there. But a lot of people make decisions after a month or two, and they make drastic decisions, either to double down, start spending money, or completely switch it 180 degrees, which is both ways is wrong. You got to stick and start with what's comfortable. Whatever's comfortable for you. I don't know. We've got an agent who's comfortable making cold calls. And there's also agents that are only comfortable doing business with their friends or their sphere. And some are comfortable open houses. You just pick your avenue, and videos could be an astronomically beautiful way to generate business. And some agents can generate it right away, and some cannot. And so you have to wait. And so sometimes you have to wait and be consistent for a couple months, and then you're going to see results. For me, it wasn't right away. There's agents that do it, and you get results right away. So don't fall for shiny object syndrome. And always, when there's a new opportunity, stop, pause, and think again. If I switch my focus, because the focus is what's going to help you grow. Your focus, consistency, work ethic, and being cheap in the beginning, not spending too much money for your lead gen, is what will set you apart. And there will be people that will be like, how did you grow so fast? It wasn't fast. Every single day, if you look at yesterday, it's nothing is happening. But then if you look like 3 years back, like, whoa, how much work I've done. Because your focus is in one spot. If your focus is in one spot and you're doubling down on that spot, you're going to be becoming master, and then you're going to slowly put a brick on top of other brick. And that's how you're going to build a big wall, and that's how you can build a next big wall next to it. And that's how you start building, something big. Just one brick at a time on top of another brick that you already have. Not pouring foundations all day long, That's how because different personality are geared towards different stuff. There are people that don't like new stuff. They will never start anything new. It's hard for them to go, they only thought about getting into real estate. You think, if you're a realtor, that it's easy to get into a real estate for anybody, but it's not. A lot of people are like, I want consistency, I want stability. The new things are not exciting for me. I want something that's boring. I would like to manage things And those people can actually build business from startup to a business. People like me have to be careful with shiny object syndrome and all sorts of different business opportunities, because I get excited right away about new business opportunity, but I've trained myself to hold back and be focused on one thing until it's like on phenomenal level. Then I can slowly add on, so it doesn't still even take up any of my time. Because if this starts taking away my time from core business, then this is not a great idea. Basically, that's what I'm trying to say. Okay, I hope this helps. If you have any comments or questions, please let me know. I really appreciate you giving me some suggestions what kind of content you would like to hear from me. I'm always ready to do a video real quick for you if I know the topic and I would like to share